yeah, yeah, yeah. What? Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me. What we talking about? Urban therapy with Sancho. Do you know how that go? Trying to empty my pockets at the same time. Everything is gonna be all right. Yeah. What y'all know? Let's get it poppin'. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. And you really do know how that go. Gotta concentrate on one thing at a time. And it's time for mine. Go for yours. 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 I promise y'all I will be back on Saturday afternoon. Last time we spoke, it was nighttime. You could see the moon. It's 2 a.m. That's when we get started with the DG show. But it's 1:30 in the afternoon Saturday. Yeah, you know how we go. Yeah, glad to see y'all here. Hit the like button. Get it poppin', baby. Social media, is it a dating app, y'all? Let me know what y'all think. No wrong or right or wrong answer. Wipe the cold out your eye, y'all. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I know some of y'all sleeping in. Watch when I switch it up. Yeah. Carry right, morning, noon, and night. Yo, Stacy White, I see you. Who that? Oh, Tori. What up, y'all? Thanks for coming on through. It's social media. The dating app for you. Well, we're gonna talk about it, be about it. I know what it means to at least some people. So that's how we doing it today. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is a Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Son752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Son Show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today, we are talking about social media. If you're looking for love on social media, 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 looking for love on social media. Have you found it? Have you found it? Looking for love, you looking for love, looking for love, you looking for love, you looking for love. Have you found it? Some people have found it. Only thing when you use social media as a dirty app, you gotta know the apps, gotta understand what you are up against. Cause some of the motherfuckers crazy in sense. You don't understand what's really the plan. You think that you really know a woman, a man, and you about to get a hell of a surprise. Cause a lot of people keep their shit under disguise, and they might have you thinking that you are dating somebody that you're not, and it's gonna get hot. Some people have lost their life over this shit. I ain't trying to scare you, just trying to prepare you. Cause I don't want to see you out there getting caught. A lot of people out there, yo, they fought against their own better judgment. You gotta get it right. Come on, y'all, we gonna learn some shit tonight. And even though it's only 1:30 in the day, East Coast, Philly town, and you know how we say, and you know how it go. And yo, this the joint, and we gonna talk about this shit, and it's gonna be on, just like it is every time around this time. So you know that the sun got bust a rhyme. I got a little something, hit the lyrics. Yo, and I hope that y'all wanna hear it. The spirit is in me of my ancestors, and sometimes I'll be thinking then they get the best of my performance. I have to make sure that I think about the things that I do for the people who are looking that I might influence. Yeah, niggas be asking, yo, what you doing? What are you trying to do out here? What's your purpose? Are you trying to make niggas out here nervous? Nah, I'm just trying to live my life. 3 cars, kids, a wife, white picket fence, Volvo station wagon. Yo, I'm doing this shit, nigga, I ain't bragging. Yeah, the chains drip down to the dick. What I used to do, now I got to do this shit. That pulls them back up right under my tummy. Yo, I'm out there, yo, I'm not a dummy. And I don't want y'all to be one either. So we gonna do this shit just like Ward Cleaver. Yeah, the family is strong, and we gonna do this shit at least all day long for a couple of hours, just like a nuclear shower. Motherfuckers gonna get hurt, but they won't get squirt. Yo, what's up with the internet, baby? What's with the internet? Talk to me, baby, talk to me. Yo, take this walk with me. Everything's gonna be good. Let's get this understood. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's go. Looking for love on the internet. Looking penub in all the wrong places. Looking penub in all the wrong faces. What do y'all know about looking for love on the internet? Tell me. Talk to the God. What do y'all know about looking for love on the internet? A lot of people consider social media, especially like the Instagram, the Facebook, to be dating apps. And then that's not the way that they were set up. If you really remember the way that Facebook was set up, remember how they used to make you use your real name? Because coming out of the social media era with with MySpace would let you name yourself whatever you wanted to name yourself. It was sort of like a website that you had for yourself that you could invite people to, see your, see what you were thinking, music that you were playing. It was a really good way for artists, comedians, performers to really get their product out there and get some networking done. But at the core, it was very messy. There was a lot of crazy, messy, nasty stuff going on with MySpace. It was very juvenile to the levels that we had not seen it before. It was akin to drama going on in the high school lunchroom, in the high school lunchrooms. So when Facebook came along, Facebook made it so it was a way for you to connect with people that you had not seen in years, people that you had disconnected from, like your old classmates, schoolmates, jobs that you had a long time ago. Maybe when you moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, dirty South, Midwest or whatever, it was a way for you to get in touch with them. And that's why they made you use your real name. If you wanted to use a moniker, if you wanted to use a name other than your real name, you had to make a fan page. That's how Facebook started off. And that was the lure of it in the beginning. That was the lure of it in the beginning. You had to use your real name, and it was made for networking and reconnecting. It was sort of like, what was that? What's that? What is that? That website that used to exist. I don't know if it still does. The one where you used to look up people that you haven't seen or heard from in a long time. I can't remember the name of it, but you had to pay for it. And Facebook was a way of giving you that for free. Classmates, no. What up, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill? Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. And also, Ufre Carson. Okay, Ufre must have got a little ill. He must have got a little ill, you know what I mean? But anyway, there was a website. Okay, Facebook was originally for college students to connect. Okay, that's cool. As far as the general public was concerned, my introduction to Facebook was for people. It was a way for you to connect with people that you haven't seen in generations, and that's exactly how it worked for most people, for myself and most people that I knew. So I hadn't talked to my third grade teacher in 30, 40 years. She happened to still be alive, and guess what? She had a Facebook account. So it was working out really well. Now, what started to happen is the internet started to happen. So you went from connecting with old classmates, school chums, people from around your old way. It went from that to like, yo, I always wanted to bed down Keisha. Always wanted to bed down Keisha. And guess what? Now I'm going to get a chance to bed down Keisha. Yes, I am. I see she done put on a couple of pounds, pushed out about 4 or 5 puppies. Yeah, she's still looking good though. And I'm still haunted with the memory of always wanting to bed down Keisha. I'm going to get a chance to bed down Keisha. Keisha can't resist me now. She used to treat me like a clown. Now I know she's down to pull her panties down, pull them to the side. Now I can get aside, but I ain't going to try to make this thing a ride. Keisha ain't what she used to be, but look at me now. I'm ready for Mario, you see? And I'm liver than a motherfucker, but I'm make sure that she becomes a next. Anyway, that's how you know. That's how that was the experience for most people on Facebook in its infancy stages. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that or thought that Facebook came out like around 2009, 2010 when they got on it. But it actually, I think it was created like around 2006 or maybe before. Let me see. What year was Facebook created?
February 4th, 2004.
Damn, 2004. So it wasn't soon. It was soon after. It wasn't long after MySpace was created that Facebook had came out. I didn't know anything about Facebook, and I didn't like it. Honestly, I didn't like it when it first came out. I was like, this shit is weak. I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing people that I haven't seen in 20 years or so. I'm like, so I ain't want to see them. You know, some of them, you know, I was wondering how they was doing. Other ones, people was on there fronting. They was fronting hard. Yeah, just came back from the gym. No, I'm sorry. Just dropped the kids off at soccer practice. I used to see this shit. I used to just be sitting back looking at this shit. Yeah, just dropped the kids off at soccer practice on my way to the gym, going to make some dinner for hubby later on. I used to be looking at this shit like these motherfuckers is fronting. Then these were just my college cohorts, the people that I knew from college. I'm looking at this shit like, so everybody is doing well, huh? Some of y'all I know for a fact didn't even finish your degree. I know it. Now, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to finish your degree in order to be successful. But I see you on here acting like, you know. So I remember I made a group on Facebook in the beginning, and it was called Love Me or Leave Me Alone. It was called Love Me or Leave Me Alone. And it was designed for people on Facebook who are not ashamed to be who they are or who they had become after school in front of their old peers. Because I was like, it was starting to get to me. And this is why I didn't like Facebook. At least on MySpace, there were greater purposes because I was doing comedy. So you putting your sets on there, doing skits. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's if it wasn't for MySpace, Papoose wouldn't have became one of my favorite rappers ever. And he was doing the damn thing, selling his music, pushing his music on MySpace. So when Facebook came in, I was like, you don't get to put, you know, the site that they give you is real vanilla. You got to use your real name. I was like, I'm not Omar McIntyre. Don't stand on stages and tell jokes. He don't go on tour. He don't do nothing. He work in real estate. He's a landlord. He buys houses and rents them out. You know, houses, rooms, apartments, that kind of shit. I didn't care about that shit. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was like, you can't put music on your page. You know, like I didn't understand the whole wall thing. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, the news feed thing. Oh. I was wondering, how did people even know where I was? And I didn't know anything about the security settings. I didn't know nothing. What up, chicken dinner? What's good? Good to see me some you. Wow. TK Wright says, I created a group with the same name, all capital letters. Wow. Okay. He said, my name was Sun Rays and African tulips on MySpace. Oh, okay. Well. I was goddamn. No, I didn't know none of it. But yeah. So after people started connecting with people that they hadn't seen in decades, you know, that old, oh man, I always wanted to get with, or that's the one that got away. And I think that's where it started. I think that's where the whole dating app thing started to happen. I think that's when it started to look a lot like a dating app. It's starting to look a lot like dating. Well, let me say. It's starting to look a lot like hooking up. I don't know. And I wasn't aware that there were so many people that were suspicious of social media and didn't want their lovers, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, or their spouses on social media. I was like, well, why not? Like, what's the big deal? See, you know how it is when you're not using something for a certain purpose, and a lot of people are looking at it for that purpose, and you're thinking like, well, no, I'm not here for that. And I know other people who aren't here for that. So why do you think that this is where that goes down? Little do you know, Little do you know, you might be the straight minority about of people who are not on there for that. And who knows, you may have even touched a small piece of that. You know what I mean? All it takes is one connection, one inbox, one meeting. And guess what? You met through the internet or social media. So you have effectively used it as a dating app. Now, if you can't say that you knew a person before you met them, before you saw them on social media, you met them through social media. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, I've seen a lot of people try to escape that reality. Like, well, I mean, that is where I heard of them, but you know, I saw them at a meet and greet. I didn't meet them on social media. Like, we wasn't even in contact on social media, but we went to the meet and greet, and that's where I met them. I'm like, what's the big deal? If you met somebody on the internet and it worked out, what's the big deal? See, there used to be a little stigma about meeting people on the internet, like you were desperate. You didn't have a regular life of your own if you met somebody on the internet. It was a stigma out there, whether people said it outright or they just kind of gave you the side eye. Especially, you know, before 2000, I would say before 2010. Like, yo, you met somebody on the internet. Was he a killer? Did she rob you? Did she give you AIDS? Did you use a body condom? You know them bitches on the internet, they nasty, son. How much did you have to pay her? Yeah, I understand you married, y'all married now, but how much did you have to pay her? Yeah, there was a stigma and people were trying to get away from it. I get it. Sorry, y'all. I get it. I do. I really, really get it. But it is what it is. Gavin, my dude. What up? What up, my dude? How you feeling? Good to see me some you. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Okay. By a show of like the people who are active in the chat, be honest. Would you consider most social media apps to mimic more like dating apps, or do you use them for another purpose? Now, I put the poll up. We have 13 votes in the poll so far. Let me see what we're working with. Do you look at social media like a dating app? If so, or if not, okay. So 31% so far says yes, they are dating apps. 23% says no, they are for networking. It changed. It changed because one more vote came through, and now it's 14 votes. So yes, they are dating apps. Changed from 29%. I mean, from 31% to 29%. No, they are for networking is now 21%, and I'm only on there for laughs is 36%. Okay, and 14% says I use them for information and news. Okay, now whatever and however you use social media is up to you. But I think we're way past the point where we can act like social media doesn't matter, or like it doesn't affect our lives, or like we don't really use it, because a lot of people tried to duck that too. Like, nah, I'll get on every now and then, but I ain't on there like that. Meanwhile, they checking statuses, sharing videos, being on Instagram all day. Videos, little short videos all day. Oh my God, they get me in stitches on Instagram. I'm going to send this one to my granny and my baby. My baby and my granny. I'm going to send it to my granny and my baby. It's on you. There's nothing to really be ashamed of. Now, for the people who are reckless on the internet or who use it for illicit or unethical purposes, in other words, for the people who really do use it as a dating app, I mean, you kind of know who they are. They don't really make themselves secretive or or unknown. Like, ladies, how many times has a man sent you a friend request or a follow request and you accepted it, and 5 minutes later he's in your inbox? Hey, beautiful. Hey, shorty. Hey, how you doing? Or wrote on your page, thanks for accepting my request. Thirsty ass niggas. Them old heads would do that shit in a minute. Thanks for accepting my request. I'm in your inbox next. Thanks for accepting my request. Best believe I'm in your inbox next. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, wait. Damn, my shit is off. All right, let me get it. Let me get it right. Stacey White says, I use mine for another purpose after my heart got broken into many. Okay, all right. No mention of what that purpose is, but that's okay. Nars Hill says, thanks to this particular forum, I made friends with somebody, not for dating reasons though. I hear that. Gavin says, I send memes and keep up with my folks. It is perfect for that. It's perfect for that. Okay. Gavin, people from Jamaica and New York. Stacey White says, if I don't know them, I don't accept them. Okay. And now I think that's interesting. People, because a lot of people say that. You know, I only accept friend requests from people I know. I'm like, why? I mean, it's your prerogative, it's your choice, but it's kind of ridiculous to me. Like, if I'm already your friend off of social media, why do I need to be your friend on social media? And listen, people do what they do, but I really don't understand that. Like, so you will shut yourself off from meeting anybody new or experiencing anybody new. But you ain't gonna tell me that you don't go to pages, like whether you go to fan pages or pages of celebrities or whatever, and see what's going on. Even if you don't participate in social media, like writing anything, because a lot of people, I've never seen them ever write anything, ever. I've only seen them like posts or whatever. They just keep it moving. So they have a profile picture up and everything like that, but they pretty much don't put themselves out there for any extra scrutiny. So they like things, but they don't say things. And shout out to them. It's their choice. And I understand some of the reasons why. All right.
You have a call from Stacey.
All right, hold on for a minute. Let me just finish this little thing right here. Okay. Oh, you gotta turn your device down. You're noisy. You're noisy in the background. I'm gonna turn you down. You wailing. Don't be here wailing. All right. TK Wright says, I use social media to network and keep in touch with my family since I'm no longer in NYC. Buttercup, what's good? Buttercup 25. How you feeling? And Naruto says, I'm apprehensive. One of my friends met his second ex-wife on a dating app. We're gonna get into that. My man Troy Diesel. Troy Diesel is all up in the house. What's going on, my man Troy Diesel? What's up to my brother from another mother, the legendary son to the 7. Don't forget the 5 too. I'm feeling that. That's dope. That's dope. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. TK Wright says, I used to loathe Instagram. I still don't like it. But those memes, but those videos now, they be funny as hell. They be funny as hell. Kim's Wims. What up, Kimmy? What's good? How you feel? Good to see you. TK Wright says, I got those messages every day. I ignore them. Buttercup says, they in my inbox now. Stop answering after cutting 500 DMs. Ooh. After counting 500 DMs. Wow. 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 Okay. All right. We're going to go to the caller. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for holding. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind today?
Happy weekend.
My weekend, man. Oh, you said happy weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, happy weekend. It better be good because I've worked. The weekdays been bullshit.
Okay. I first of all, I've been on Facebook since 2006, and I had a first page, and however, I guess that page got hacked or something because I had a lot of people on that page, and I had my family on that page, and I had friends on that page, not knowing that anybody was looking at what I was putting out there. My family, we don't live close to each other, so I was letting them know what was going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as far as accepting somebody I already know, sometimes when you accept somebody that you already know, they don't know everything about you and they just want to be nosy. And so that's why I would accept people that are friends and not nobody I know. Now, I have accepted some people that I did know in the past, but that was the wrong thing that I did.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, when you say people are on your page trying to be nosy, why would you put anything out there on social media that you did not want people to see?
I don't do that. But you know how the enemy works through people. They take stuff and they scrutinize and they get the wrong idea. People don't see things. People don't see the same thing that you see on your page, or your family sees that, or your friends that know you on the page. They see something different and they take it and they use it the way they want to use it. And you taking a chance when you doing that, because I'm just having fun on my page. I put little memes up there. Now, if you laugh and you can get with it, you can. But then don't come judging me because I'm having fun with my page and you using your page maybe for work ethic and getting paid for it or whatnot. You don't know if I'm getting paid for it or not because that's not none of your business. But they do all kind of crazy stuff with stuff.
Hold on.
Some people find you when you only got 53 friends. They do.
But see, here's what I listen. I'm under the impression that anybody who posts on social media is looking for attention. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but why would you post anything if you do not want people to read it or see it?
Well, I help people. I inspire people. It's more for me than against me. I'm not going to let nobody run me off of social media. And plus, social media helps me. It helps me. It helps me grow. Now, what they do with it, that's on them. Like I said, because I'm not looking at their pages. I'm not stalking them. I don't even go on my friend pages that I got for my friends unless God leads me to do that. But I just mind my business. And yes, I have dated somebody on social media. I met my first crush on social media that I went to school with. And it worked out for a moment, but I wouldn't dare post another person that I was dating like up there, just to be posting, because it's some jealous hoes on social media. They don't want to see you happy. Mm-hmm. And it takes a strong person to stick with you and stay with you, because people don't want to see you happy. And we was actually, getting to know each other in real life, because we knew each other when we were in high school, but we just knew of each other. Yeah. So, and then, like you said, the stigma. Dating on social media is no different. It's a stigma when you dating at a club or on social media. Like you said, but I ignore it because it had worked out for me so far. But I know the do's and the don'ts.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the do's and the don'ts. So I'm just taking my time right now because I did crash out on being on social media because the person I thought I really know, I turned out I didn't know. A lot of people was in our business, so that's the reason why our stuff didn't flourish like it did. So
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So what would you say your primary reason for being on social media is?
like I said, it was for my family. We're far away, and then sometimes I'm by myself. And if I don't want to be by myself, I don't have to. I can just get on the media and I can network. And I don't have to be by myself. So it's a way of me,
Okay.
connect to people. Decent people trying to connect with decent people. But you have to watch out for that.
Okay. So, all right. So you don't look at social media. You don't use social media as for a dating app, right?
I have not. No, I have not. That one time was enough. But you can't help who you are attracted to. And sometimes you can run from it and sometimes you can't. I have not. Now, guys have came to me trying to date me or trying to get me to jump in their DMs, and I know they connected to other people. And I'm like, no, you ain't gonna get your whoever come after me, no, because I'm not like that type of person. So I had celebrities come out, real life celebrities with check marks on their page coming at me. No, one was enough. One was enough, and that's it. I don't even want to date a celebrity.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Even if you met somebody on the internet and y'all hit it off or whatever happened, that doesn't necessarily mean that you look at the internet as a dating app. You know what I mean? It could have just like if you went to a bar just to have a couple of drinks and you met somebody that you really like, it doesn't mean that you go to bars just trying to meet people. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but what would you say? Okay, hold on a second.
You have a call from.
Okay, so what would you say? What would you say if you were dealing with somebody and they didn't like you being on social media because they look at it like it is a dating app, and maybe they had dealt with somebody who only looked at social media as a dating app, or they dealt with somebody that claimed that they didn't use social media for dating, but all the evidence pointed to them using social media for evidence. I mean, for dating. Like, let's say they said that they didn't meet anybody on social media to be romantic with or whatever, but you found out that they met somebody, they was going back and forth, and they inboxed with somebody, and they had met up, they hooked up, maybe they fucked, maybe they were emotionally invested in each other. You know what I mean? They exchanging I love yous and I really want to be with you, and I'm first chance I get, and you what would you do if somebody was apprehensive about you being on social media? How would you handle a situation like that?
A lot is because they don't know. I remain a mystery. I don't tell all my business. I think they do that, and you know what I would say? You know what I would say?
What would you say?
Drink your water and mind your business.
No. I'm asking you, what if you would listen to what I'm saying?
Don't want me on here.
Huh?
It's not none of that business.
No. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you were dealing with a man who wanted you to get off of social media because he felt like you were using it, or everybody uses it for a dating app, how would you handle that situation?
Oh, he's not in my life no more. I had that one too.
Okay.
He's not here in my life, and I don't support him in nothing that he does, and You probably still speaking and stalking me, but I don't have nothing to do with him.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna do what God tell me to do.
So you wouldn't explain to him about what you're on social media for?
I ain't nobody trying to control me. That's what that was, trying to control me. I'm a grown woman. You not gonna control me.
You're a grown woman, but why would you want to be with a man that you didn't feel like you needed to explain things to, or work out things with, or make concessions and compromises with?
Well, why would I trust him, but he don't trust me?
Well, maybe it's not about him not trusting you, but maybe because of his past experiences, it made him think that something was just for one thing when it might have been for another. You don't think that you should give him an explanation of the integrity that you have in this situation?
But he shouldn't have coming in the picture. That's not, you know. I'm gonna be me. Can't nobody change me. If God ain't changed me yet, I don't think nobody can. And I enjoy my social media, and that I don't creep on my significant other. If I'm into you, period. Ain't no other nigga finer than mine. And if you can't trust me being on there, man, you don't need to be together.
So if ain't no nigga finer than yours, that fine nigga that you dealing with, if he had a problem with you being on social media because he thought that social media was just for a dating app, you telling me that nigga who is so fine to you would not get an explanation because because you know nobody is going to control you? Is that what you're saying?
In so many words, you can't control nobody. They're gonna do what they want to do, period.
Yeah, you can control people.
And especially if they ain't doing nothing to hurt the other person.
But
and then on his part, you know, if I'm dealing with somebody else new that's in the picture, a whole lot of women that I have to deal with, I don't say nothing about. I just pray about. And then if I get too doggone too threatened, that's when I have to say something about it. But other than that, I trust him. He should trust me.
Okay, that's cool. But I'm trying to figure out how you can be with somebody that you like or that you love and would be unwilling to explain your position or try to work it out with them if they tried to get in the way of something else that you enjoy. I'm trying to. I don't know what it's like to not.
First of all, how what I do on the internet, that could be my future career. God could be taking me many places and opening up many doors for me and him. And that's what I mean. He has to trust me because I'm pretty sure just like God speaks to me, he will speak to him too. Okay,
but do you think that maybe you should explain to him that you're trying to make a career out of it, not a love connection? You don't think he's worthy of having that explained to him?
Yeah, ain't no love connection. I don't be talking to you.
Listen, hold on. Listen, this is what we not going to do. You ain't going to keep ducking my questions. I'm asking you direct questions. Now, I need you to answer the questions, you know what I mean, before I pluck you in the forehead. Now, look, would you explain to your man what was going on if he had the wrong idea of what you were doing on social media?
Yeah.
But why did you say no? You said no.
I said no because he should trust me.
Well, how does a person wait?
There be more men on my comments when they do comment than females. I rarely see a female comment on my comments. That don't mean I'm talking to that doggone man. They'll say something in front of everybody, but I don't answer back unless it's a celebrity or something.
I ain't talking about all that. I ain't talking about all this. I need you to stay focused because I'm talking about you and your dude. That's what I'm talking about. Because everybody else is everybody else. You don't know them, but you do know your man, hopefully. And I'm asking you, would you? Okay, let me. How do you think that a person builds trust with somebody else? Do you do it? Do you come in to a relationship or a situation just already trusting a person, or does?
No, you have to. The trust is earned.
Okay.
And if I feel that I trust you, it's very earned. And I don't bring everybody in front of my friends or my family unless I trust them. Trust is very much earned on my part. And I feel if this man got my soul and my heart in his hands and making it a safe place, that means I trust him.
Okay. All right. Now I'm interested because I've heard women say, kind of have the perspective that you had in public, but in private, it's sort of like a different thing. And that's one of the things about social media that I find to be intriguing. Like some people will portray themselves in one image on social media in front of a bunch of people who they don't know, who for some reason they are trying to influence or impress, but their home lives paint a totally different picture that they may or may not be satisfied with. What do you think? What do you think?
If I'm working with somebody and I'm feeling him and liking him every day, you better believe that my family know about it.
But what do you think is the motivation for people, quote unquote, fronting on the internet? Like, even if they fronting like they don't use it for a dating app, but they do. Why do you think that they do that?
I don't know. Ego. I don't know. I done had people be one way in front of people, but behind closed doors, they are whole monster. A whole monster. And the people that
Okay.
No, I don't know. I didn't know it worked out for me, and I'm just. Everything is a tough thing, And if you're dating on there, dating is a demo anyway. There's a demo thing on the internet.
I mean, I agree.
People say, "Oh, I ain't getting married. I ain't getting married." Look, they done jumped up and got married.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent, but this whole show was centered around looking for love on the internet. Now, yep. I've seen things on the internet like this. They ask people, if you found the love of your life, or they put it this way. Let me try to get it right. Would you leave Facebook for good if you found the love of your life or some shit like that? And so many people were like, yeah, I would leave Facebook. And I was thinking, like, why would you have to leave social media if you found the love of your life? And then the light bulb, hold on. Yeah. Then the light bulb kicked in. They're on social media or Facebook in particular, looking for the love of their life. So after they find it, they don't have no reason or no other use for Facebook. So that started to once that got in my head, I was like, oh, damn. I realized that I'm on here for a totally different purpose and it's working for me in a totally different way. So it had me wondering if I'm different than a whole lot of other people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm different. I'm not on there looking for somebody. If it happens, it happens. But I'm on there for a totally different person. And it seems like people want to come up and compete against me when I'm not even on there for the same reason they're on there. They don't even know my business, and I would not dare tell them my business. They on there telling their income, their pocket watching. I'm not on there for the same journey that they on. But if I find love and I happen to find somebody I connect with and I rock with, that's good. But I'm not on there for that person. I've been on there for that person, and I know how Hollywood could tear people apart and just in your business, even with posts. People posting just for enjoyment, to have fun. We can't even do that no more without people coming in, dipping in your business. You have to be real strong character not to let that stuff get into your business.
Okay.
I learned from the very first time. And to make it clear, my first experience on Facebook dating, they did not walk away from me. I walked away from them because I was tired of the bull.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. We got another caller on the line. Caller, my man Troy Diesel, what's good?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's going on, the brother?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. You already know, every day, all day. No days off.
How you doing, Miss Stacy?
Hi.
Hold on. Before you get started, Troy, you know what I mean? I have some static going on. I have some static going on in the chat about when I threatened to pluck Stacy in the forehead if she ain't listen. So evidently some people don't understand that, you know, sometimes you gotta pluck somebody in the forehead if they don't do what they tell you, if they don't do what you told them to do. Right, Troy?
Yeah, sometimes you got to.
That's right. You know what I mean? One thing I've never seen anybody.
A little, just like New Edition say, a little bit of love is all it takes.
A little bit of pluck is there. You go, girl. Got to take your time. But anyway, I've never seen nobody get cased up, get cuffs on them or nothing for a pluck in the forehead. So y'all brothers, you know what I mean? Y'all need to learn how to control your anger, but learn how to get the good exercise that middle finger. Don't put your middle finger up. You connect that shit with your thumb and bing, bing, like playing marbles, nigga. Bing.
You the one gonna be crying in the end, not me.
Whatever. Can't call the cops for a buck.
You can't. You're gonna look at you like stupid, like prove it. Just make sure.
I ain't talking about the
Just make sure she don't get a hickey. Make sure she'll get a hickey. Get a hickey, that might mess up everything.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So what's up, Troy?
Not much, man. I one thing you asked the question about, you know, finding, do you go on the internet or social media for love? I go on the internet just to be intrigued about what's being said and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if something like that was to happen and you was to meet and greet with somebody else, that's something that's different. You know what I mean? But at the same token, you know, I always thought that Facebook was mainly for networking that turned into a dating app. That's being used as a dating app because you're running into old flames and people that you wanted to talk to. They look different. You look different. They might see you in a different way. You might see them in a different way. So it leaves the intrigue of doors that was never open or closed, but there's new doors. You understand what I'm saying? So with Facebook, it turned into that because you're bumping to old flames that was never lit that you're trying to light. You know, so that's what happened with Facebook. You know, it's the same thing with MySpace. MySpace was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you bumped into certain people that you didn't ever think you would bump. And now now when people see you, that when people you went to high school with or that you was in middle school with that didn't see you in that light, now you didn't have no hair on your face. Now you got hair on your face. Oh, you sexy as shit with hair on your face.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Heavy.
Things change. People didn't change. Oh, damn, you sexy as shit. You not even been working out, lifting weights. Things look different now. Oh, shit, you drive that. Things look different now. And then vice versa with a woman.
You have to be careful on the internet dating. You would be done married your cocky darn instead of your wife.
But see, that's the thing about it. When you meet people on social media, it's still the same way as meeting a person in front of you because you still got to go out with them And now you meeting them in person. You're not just going on social media and say, "Hey, let's get married." No, you're going on social media, and if that shit happen, then you turn back around and let's set a date to go out. Let's do a meet and greet with one another. And now it's on the terms of you meeting that. See, one thing about social media that I don't like, and I said this about even with texting everybody, it takes away from being personable. You know, if I like to text with big letters, so now I'm being told if I text with big letters, I'm yelling at somebody. Now I gotta learn not to yell at people with big letters through text messaging. You know, it's certain things. I'm not a kid. I'm just texting. I write in big letter and I text in big letter. But at the end of the day, it takes away from being personable. You know, back in the day when you met a female, you had to meet her to seeing her on the street, talking to her on the street. How you doing this? How you doing that? Now, if you meet them on social media, you texting how you feel, and then when you get in front of them, you quiet as a field mouse because you don't know how to talk to them. You're a social media romantic.
I mean, I think that can happen to and for some people, but not everybody. You know what I mean?
True.
If you know, listen, I guess I feel like whoever you are and whatever you are, you should represent that. You shouldn't represent it because I say that's what you should do. You should do that because you should be comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable with the decisions that you make for yourself, because you're the ones who has to live or die by them, sink or swim by them, succeed or fail by them. So why not have more focus in your life than trying to stealthily move around like somebody is after you? You know how you may know people. I definitely know people who are always acting like somebody is after them, always acting like somebody is out to get them, always acting like somebody is on their heels, at their back, at their neck, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's all an illusion. You know what I mean? If you really had anything going on in your life and you were making moves instead of watching who's moving against you, you wouldn't have time. You wouldn't have time to pay attention to that shit. But so you have to ask yourself, are you really happy with what and who you are and what you're doing?
And that is the truth. Because
you could be moving and staying focused to the cause, but some people want to get your attention. And what are you supposed to do? Keep on moving, right? That's what I keep on doing. But when it comes to they getting your attention, okay, you got my attention. I'm definitely gonna go back down because you done caught my attention. So it is social media. It is what it is. It's what you make out of it. It's what you make out. But they will try to ride clout, and they try to get your attention.
Yeah, I see. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, if you're looking for love on social media, evidently you are missing love off of social media. So why would you be embarrassed for looking for what you need, want, and do not have, and have not been able to find anywhere else? You are not going to.
When it comes to me, I'm only speaking for me. I ain't speaking for nobody else. I am married to my faith. Period. So when God do bring him around, I know what he looks like. I know everything. You know, I'm not out here in the streets looking. It's too much going on. There's too much going on. So I'm definitely making my faith. I'm doing the inner work. And I'm celibate. I'm married to my faith, and I'm very focused.
But the thing about it, right, is that I was listening to what you were saying, and someone was asking you about this, and you said that I'm not going to let nobody change the person I am. There's not even so much change, because when you're in a relationship with another man, or a man is in a relationship with you, there has to be some type of compromise for the betterment of the relationship. It's talking when you say I don't have to answer to him. Then what grounds are y'all trying to keep the relationship together? Because if there's no answering to anybody, there's compromise and conversation, and seeing how for the betterment of the relationship.
But the person that I was dealing with, it was a whole different situation, and the way he was coming at me, he didn't put no work in. It was all about him controlling me. And that's the reason why I said I don't have to answer for that. Now, people always saying you got to submit. It takes two people to submit, and that's what the Bible says. It don't say just the woman's supposed to submit.
You're right.
But you also do know that if your man comes to you and say he having a problem with you being on social media so much, then you do have to give him some type of conversation about that.
On social media doing anything. I'm not going to give nobody my all attention, and he just have control over everything.
No,
he didn't show me nothing.
So what you're telling me is your man come to you and say, you know what? I have a problem with you being on social media all the time. Not some of the time, all the time.
I don't do that like
that.
I'm saying I put my stuff on there and watching my way. I don't be on there like that. I got work to do.
All right, cool, but you're not answering. You're not answering his questions. You're not answering his questions. He's asking you if your man deserves an explanation or some reasoning, or you know what I mean, some type of grace.
If I think my man is earning that explanation, I will give it to him. Other than that, if he ain't putting in the work and they ain't earning, no, I'm not doing no. Because it's quite natural. I've seen cats, they talk a great game. They want you to do this. They want you to submit to this. But then you see other women coming at them. How you think that person feel? How you think I'm supposed to feel when I see other people coming at them? They not turning it down. They still on social media.
And if that's the case, you have every right to question that circumstance. And he's supposed to answer your question and give you respect about that. So if he's not doing that, you have every right to be angry, pissed off, perturbed, anything you want to be. But at the end of the day, there has to be a conversation based on the situation. It can't just be, I don't have to answer to you. No, it can't be that way, because then the one that God is sending you is not going to take that into consideration. And then the one that God sent you is going to leave you because you're not willing to compromise and listen to his gripe, and he's not willing to compromise and listen to your gripe. So it's just one big argument.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm doing real good in life, so it is what it is.
Stacey, we know. I commend you on your celibacy. I commend you on your walk with God. But at the end of the day,
don't commend nobody on that shit.
Even when you feel some type of way and you going through what you're going through, you have to talk to a man, and that's God. Whether he's a man or a woman, you have a conversation with him, and you're praying to him for help. But you can pray to that man, to God for help, but you can't have a conversation with your man to try to guide him, to try to compromise and come together as one so you can get to that union? That doesn't make sense.
Like I said, now that he's not deserving of it, I'm not seeing his actions. No.
But how can he be deserving? How can he be deserving? Let me ask you something. Take you out to dinner. Matter of fact, he'd hold baby face off. He'd give good love. He'd buy your clothes. He'd cook your dinner too. Soon as he come home from work, he'll pay your rent. He do all this stuff.
If he did all that,
and then you turn back around and he say to you, listen. Then he turns back around and say to you, listen. He turns back around and say to you, sweetheart, I love you and everything, but I'm just having a problem with you being on social media all the time, or being on social media at times. I need some of your attention. And then you say to him, I ain't got to answer to you. But you didn't. Then what you just did was just created an environment that's not conducive to your relationship. And that man that God sent you is now not that man that God sent you.
What are you doing is you're saying what Omar did not say. He did not say all that. And if this man doing all that, yes, I will communicate with this person.
I'm not gonna say do all of that. You ain't got that man ain't gotta do all that shit. You know what I mean? He ain't gotta pay your rent, he ain't gotta pay your bill, he ain't gotta do none of that shit. Respect is due. Respect is due to both parties in a relationship up front.
Yes, it is.
If you're not with somebody, hold on. I wouldn't give a shit if I didn't buy my woman a pack of Now Laters. She gonna respect mine. And if I'm not gonna be with nobody who don't listen to nothing I have to say, or anybody whose point of view I don't want to listen to. Fuck out of here. No, it's not going down like that. So I ain't gotta pay your rent. I ain't gotta wash your clothes. I ain't gotta do none of that shit, and I'm not. But we gonna have a mutual understanding. But look, we getting too far off. Y'all talking about shit that don't have nothing to do with this. I'm talking about love on the internet. That's what the topic is, and that's what we gonna get to. Now,
love on the internet. Love on the internet don't become love. You cannot create love on the internet. When you just coming on the internet, you're not looking for love. You're just coming on the internet. But if you're coming on the internet looking for love, good luck. Have fun with it. Enjoy it.
Well, wait a minute.
I don't feel.
I'm gonna have to put y'all on hold. Y'all not waiting. I said wait. God damn it. I said wait. God damn it. Now they gotta listen to whole music, and I know they don't like that shit. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And we gotta get focus of this shit. I'm having a crazy week. You know what I'm saying? And y'all not gonna be all over here and over there and over there and over there. We ain't doing that shit today. What we are concentrating on, and I gotta cue them back in, but I'm turning them all the way down. What we are concentrating on today, let me make sure that we understand what this show is about today, so we can all get on the same page, whether you want to or not. When I say love on the internet, this show is basically centered around people who are looking for love on the internet and maybe some of the problems that they've had doing that, whether it's the problem with the person that they actually were looking for love from on the internet, or from a person that isn't on the internet at all, or isn't on social media at all, or whatever, and doesn't trust social media because they think that social media is for a bunch of people just trying to hook up. These are real life situations that can happen to people, even if both of them are rational and understanding and try to compromise with each other. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm not saying that anybody who participates in this conversation today is looking for love on social media. But you may know people who do, and you may have an opinion on them, and you may be in a situation where you've had to help somebody get through a situation like they were going through in their lives. You know, whether we like it or not, because we are all on this platform together, this is a form of social media. So we can't say that we don't participate in social media on any level. We do. This is a form of social media, just like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anywhere else. The only thing that separates it from others is that this is most of the social media that goes on this platform is geared towards whatever is showing on that screen. Whereas on other forms of on other platforms, they may be dealing with written posts and things like that. But you have written posts on here too. You know, it just may not be the main focus. So I'm gonna go back to the callers. Now that we have everything together, I proverbially plucked both of them in the forehead for not doing what I told them to do. So I know now they're going to comply. Now I've been thinking about working on my controlling behavior and increasing it to a levels unheard of by any man ever. You know what I mean? I'm actually thinking about getting some dog leashes, actually some big chains. You know what I'm saying? And putting them around random people's necks, whether I know them or not.
You put me in so here I'm stuck on those big feet.
I don't have big feet. But I got a big chain, and I will not hesitate to put it around a small neck and pull back. Heel, goddamn heel.
I'm stepping on.
All right. So do y'all understand what we doing here?
Yes, sir. My forehead hurt right now from that fluff.
All right. We good though. We good. I don't want to chastise anybody, but then again, I do. Like, I'm going bad on myself today. Like, listen, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but then I'm gonna let the other side be like, "Yes, you do, motherfucker. Get them." And then just want everybody to understand what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck if they understand. Just listen to what the fuck I got to say. You know what I mean? But no, seriously, y'all. Seriously, you know, when you're dealing with somebody who has contempt for your social media behavior, and even if your social media behavior is innocent, you have an issue there. And I don't think that you can really say that you're seriously involved with somebody or that you care for somebody if you don't listen to their concerns, whether it's about social media or anything else in the world. You know, you might be dealing with a woman who don't even want you to go to work, or a man who don't want you to go to work because they don't trust you. They don't trust you to go to work and not find somebody else to replace them. They are fearful. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, bullshit like this exists. It exists. So whether you're talking about social media or whether you're talking about your real life in real time, when you're dealing with somebody who does not understand what your purpose is of doing something that you either enjoy or that is lucrative for you, you got a problem. And it's not a problem you can just blow off, especially unless you want them to just blow away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I understand where you're coming from with that. Like I was saying before, you know, I see people that when they go on Facebook and they go on social media, I don't really think they're going on there specifically looking for love. I think some of them go on there looking for lust, and if it should turn into love, then so be it.
Okay.
I didn't go with that at all, or lust. I was communicating with my family, and I ran into some high school people that I always wanted to, meet and know. And it just happened to fall into my hands when it came to dating. But other than that, I wasn't going on there dating or looking for no kind of love. I just, communicating with my family, networking with them, and I didn't know nobody else was looking. I thought it was just between, especially with my first page. I had a big following on my first page. So I didn't go on there for all that stuff. That I was on there for, different reasons.
Yeah.
And sometimes when love finds you, that's when love finds you, is when you're not looking.
You think so?
I think so. It finds you when you're not looking.
So how would not looking for love help love find you?
It will find you when you focus on what God calls you to be focused on, and you working and you're networking or whatnot. And sometimes that's when it happens. And that's a true statement. I think that's when it finds. That's when it found me, because I wasn't trying to, I want to look up this. No.
Okay. So you're saying, okay, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying like you may not have been looking for anything specific or have like a particular emotional goal in mind, and maybe somebody just started to influence you or wear on you, or you just started to like them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and that's why you have to be careful, like who you entertain. It's the opposite of sex. You can't really entertain everybody because your heart will say otherwise, and I don't entertain men. If I got my eyes on one man, I don't entertain different kind of people, because the heart is very tricky and deceitful, I don't put myself in that position. And no, I don't trust myself.
Okay.
I know me enough where I don't trust me.
Why wouldn't you not trust yourself?
If my guy is not, because I'm a human being, and if my guy is not there and the situation I'm in, and I have been in for a while, and it's easy access, no, I don't entertain other men other than my, when I want to entertain,
Wait, but that's not trusting yourself. Not trusting yourself is being like, yo, I know my man ain't around, but this other dude over here, he better not hold my hand. And I'm gonna start creaming and juicing, and I don't know, I might jump on the gear shift.
Maybe that's, maybe that's what when you said, well, it is what it is.
Okay, so you're saying that you when you haven't been touched and felt and made to feel good in a while, something can happen to speed up a process that should have took a little bit longer. Is it safe to say that?
It's safe to say, yeah. It's safe to say that. I'm not going to, yeah.
So you saying
I don't put myself in that position.
So you saying that you a little hot in the ass. So you gotta make sure that you stay in prayer to cool the ass off, right?
You know what? I can't stand you.
Yes, no.
Please lay hands on me to keep me away.
Wait, Troy, I need this answer, goddamn. Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you hot in the ass and therefore you don't trust yourself because you might slip, fall, and fall, trip, and slip and fall and fall?
Yeah, yes. I've been real straight with the Lord. I've been celibate, yes.
Okay.
And so I don't put myself in the same position where I don't need to be in. And I'm focusing on one person. Yes. Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate your honesty and your transparency because I don't think that separates you from a lot of other people out there. It can. Oh shit! They both got dropped. What the? Hold on. What happened? What happened? The app. Sorry about that, y'all. The app just dropped. What? I don't know. All right, callers. Okay, Troy is already back on it. He's like, nah, man.
You have a call.
That was my bad. The app just dropped off my PC. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Y'all was gone. I think I know what happened. Shit got too real. It was starting to get too real, Troy. It was starting to get too real. It was starting to get too real. Niggas can't be real. But you said something earlier. Just a few minutes ago, really, that caught my attention, and I put it in the chat. So you said, you think people are on the internet looking for lust. Do you think that a lustful situation or lustful desires can eventually turn into love?
Well, I mean, at some point, lust can turn into love.
Okay.
Because even still, you still haven't you still have to get to know that person. You still have to get to know her to get her to the lustful part, and then after that, if you're just in it for just a notch on the belt, then that's different. But if you're in it because you're trying your best to move on to something else, then it can happen. Everybody has alternative motives when it comes to matters of the heart or on social media love. There's a lot of people that fell in love off of social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's, classmates.com when they met up with other classmates, whether it's all that other stuff, Instagram, all that other shit, everybody then met everybody, but like I said, you get on there through conversation. First thing that you see on Facebook is pictures of the individual. So what's turning you on to that individual? The picture. It's just like meeting a person on the street. What turns you on to that female? The outer shell. The same thing. But it's still up to you to pique the interest of her mind and how to pick the interest of your mind and see where this can maneuver and where it can go at. So social media is just another form of meeting face to face, but it's just that you're texting. And the thing is on social media, it's just like social media, you can be a computer thug, or we know a lot of computer thugs. Social media is the same thing where you can be a computer romantic, but then when you get in the front of that person, you're at a loss for words because you can't speak like you would speak on social media.
But isn't that the same as like text messaging? A lot of people say all kinds of shit in a text message, but that they wouldn't say in person.
Yeah, and that's the same exact thing.
But what if
Man,
what if a person
out, blah, blah, blah. And then when you see the person, yo, what's going on, man? Computer stuff. Yeah, beautiful. How you doing today, lovely? So it's enchanting to meet your acquaintance. I hope that we can get together and get to go out to meet and greet with one another, get some cordials, get some dining, and that way, then maybe go walk down Pennsylvania and have a hold hands and talk. Now all of a sudden you're in front of her, you ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, hold on.
You have a call from
Stacy.
Okay. So what can the opposite be true? Like, can you be more reserved on social media or in a text message, but when you get around a person, then all that fire come out?
That would be better. That would be better.
But
because then the opposite is the best thing, because that person is getting a better version of who you are. They're getting a better version, because social media covers up who you are. Being in front of that person, you can't cover up nothing. If you're an asshole gonna be an asshole. You know, I'll always say, asshole has no color. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so at the end of the day, you're gonna be, if you're an asshole, you can't cover up asshole in front of that person.
Now wait a minute. The original liars, con men, and scammers started off of social media, not on social media. Remember that. So many people in this life and in this world have portrayed themselves to be something or somebody totally different than whatever they portrayed on before they ever got on the internet. When for example, I remember one time me and my brother got scammed downtown. You know, that little flim flam joint they used to use, where they had like a couple of dollars around a bunch of newspaper clippings, make it look like a knot, and they would get you to put your money with them, with theirs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no internet then, no computer, no nothing. So if you are a liar and you can target people who will believe in you and trust in you, and that you don't need the internet for that. But remember, scammers and con men started away from the internet, not on the internet.
True.
So, you know what I mean? You can portray yourself to be a whole lot of things. But my main focus about what you were saying, and hold on, I'm gonna give you a chance to talk in just a second. Is if whether you are more reserved in text messages or on the internet, or you are more forthcoming and direct on the internet or text messages, you are confusing the other person about what they can reasonably expect. So you're already leading with inconsistencies. And for me, I don't really think, I'm not attracted to that. I need to know what I'm getting. I can't have it like, all right, well, it's going to be a whole, that'd be like ordering something that you really liked online, and when you got it, it was like, yo, what the fuck is this? So you ordered a pair of Jordache and you got Sergio Valente. He's like, huh?
Damn, you would fall that.
And I'm just saying, and somebody gonna tell you what designer jeans is designer jeans. Like, what's the difference? No. I ordered what I ordered. So when you confuse the person that you're trying to get with about what they can expect from you, when you practice inconsistencies, then you push trust and reliability farther and farther away.
And it also creates an insecurity.
It can easily. And that's a reasonable insecurity. Like, I don't know I'm in love with a motherfucker I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have some qualities about them that I really like, but I don't know what I'm getting. It's like dealing with somebody who's bipolar or schizophrenic or something. I ain't signed up for that. But they cute and got a hell of a shot. You caught the fuck out there. But so it's this, to me, it's the same applies to, acting like you're not on the internet for dating, but you really are. You know what I mean? So you got the rest of the world. You playing tough Tony around your friends and even people on the internet. Like, yeah, I'm just over here to get a couple of laughs and you know what I'm saying, talk a little shit, whatever. But on the low, you and everybody inbox. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make a love connection. You going hard, sending dick pics, random dick pics. Shout out to all y'all niggas out there. You know what I mean? Dick all
because it's just a.
Dick all on the internet.
It's just a more exclusive version of the chat rooms that used to be that you had to call into. Pretty much,
it's a much different version because you can see people. Don't chat rooms and those party lines and all. You don't even know who the fuck you was talking to. You meet somebody. You meet somebody in front of the McDonald's in the gallery or some shit like that. You don't know who the fuck. You know what I mean?
That should be like wah, 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 wah.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know what I'm saying? But if you were smart, you prepared yourself. Like told them that you was going to have green on and you really had red on or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So you standing all the way down near the cookie factory and shit, seeing if you see the girl who was supposed to be wearing I don't know, fuchsia or some shit, and see if she around the McDonald's to see if you should show up or not. But so it's different. And one of the good things about social media that people don't always pay attention to is that you do have a profile of people. You do see how they interact with people that they do know and who they don't know. You do see certain things that are important to them. Whether you see it through the things that they post or the things that they discuss or they debate about. You see how you see whether if you're really following them closely, you can see if they get irritated fast, if they get angry, if they blow up and start cussing, and you can see if they act really irrational or immature. You do get some surveillance or some intel about a person's personality online. Do you get the whole thing? No, but you do get some information. But that's no different than if you met somebody at a bar, met somebody at a club, met somebody in church. Look, speaking of church, look how many motherfuckers swore that church was the safe place to find motherfuckers. I mean, motherfuckers been duped by the pulpit for generations. Oh yeah, we were both people of faith, and he thought we were going to be together forever. But this nigga was fucking everybody in the church. This chick, this chick was church chocha. They ought to call her church chochi.
God said, lay hands on people.
Yeah, it wasn't only God. It wasn't only God. So I'm it's real shit. It's real shit. If you want to bring God into it, I'll say this. Eventually, if you're a believer, God is going to bring you the one. But he may not bring the one to you in the way that you expect or at the time when you think that you should get it. Y'all, any believers know that God works on his own time and he's never late. He's never late.
But the thing about it, right, son, is that he might bring you the one, but he's not going to bring you the perfect one. So there's still going to have to be a conversation for compromising.
Can it be the perfect one for you?
Say that again?
Can't it be the perfect one for you?
It can be the perfect one for you, but it's not going to be that perfect person. Nobody's perfect, so you still going to have no conversations.
But if they're perfect for you, isn't that perfection?
Not really.
Why not?
Because, well, let me break it down to you, son.
Okay.
If you have a perfect one, that's not perfection, because that means that there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, but what is
that person's a 10?
Hold on. I don't want to get all existential on you. But what is perfection?
That's what I'm saying. What is perfection is when you say the perfect one, that means there's no flaws.
Well, I mean, but my concentration is the perfect one for you. Like I might not like a woman who's short. You may like a woman who's short. You may like a woman who's tall. Maybe I like a woman who's of average height. You know what I mean? So a tall woman would be closer to perfection for you. You know what I mean? A woman of average height or a short woman might be the perfect woman for me. So they don't have to be perfect. I don't think I agree with what you're saying. I'm just trying to open up the dialogue a little bit wider. Like perfection is very, very subjective. What might be perfect for you might not be perfect for me. I don't believe that there's anybody that is beautiful without any flaws. I think that
and that's the whole thing I'm saying. So
but that's why I say perfect for you. That's why I say perfect for you. Like she doesn't have he or she doesn't have to be perfect for the world. God sent me this person. Me. You know what I mean? That now just because we have to work out some kinks, I mean that's just
you just set up here saying what you just said. Work out some kinks. But regardless of the kinks having to be worked out, son, then that makes it there is an imperfect person.
I disagree. I disagree. Just because something doesn't, just because you have to learn how to do something doesn't mean that you should never have anything to do with it. You know, if you grow up in one way and somebody else grows up in another way, you know, y'all learn different ways of doing the same things. In order for y'all to have a harmonious relationship or situation or whatever, y'all have to learn to appreciate each other and to understand each other. It doesn't mean that y'all not perfect. It just means that you got work to do. Even if something was perfect, that doesn't mean that it's going to remain that way. You still got to work. You still got to work.
I agree with that. I agree.
Only way that something can be perfect if, you know, without it ever having to evolve or get better is if you're dealing with me. Other than that,
you're dealing with you.
Huh?
You say that I'm dealing with if you're dealing with me.
Yeah, because you know, like I shouldn't have to change for nobody or do nothing. I should always do what I want because God said, and this is biblical. God said, "Oh, you got this shit. Make them niggas submit." That's what God said. In Ecclesiastes. It's the book of Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. Section first chapter 35.
I will go get my Bible right now. I will go get my Bible right now and read. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to do it because, you know what I mean? I see y'all already acting blasphemous anyway. So, you know, to keep from, it's already supposed to rain today. I don't want to, you know, cause a lightning situation. Shout out to all my people in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, you know, the power to blow out on y'all for trying this. But anyway, you know, on a serious note, seriously, perfection is in the eye of the beholder. So even though you may have to make adjustments or try to get on the same page with somebody, it doesn't mean that that's not a perfect situation for you. A perfect situation, in my opinion, is one that redeems itself over and over again. So even if there are problems, even if there are disagreements, even if there are some things that happen that are mad, questionable, suspect, and all of that kind of shit, it somehow gets back on track and starts to go in the direction that makes you feel comfortable and safe.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, you have to, because you know what I mean, Ecclesiastes, baby.
It doesn't Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. You know what I'm saying? I got this shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I got some sleep last night. You know what I mean? Y'all know who y'all fucking with. But no.
Stacy, Kim's Wim says, Stacy, tag me in.
But
tag me in, Stacy.
Yeah, but you know, I've known people who met amazing people on the internet, and they may not have been looking for that shit. You know, sometimes some like speaking of Kim, Me and Kim met on the internet. We've never stood in front of each other, but we've always had a mutual, respect and admiration for each other. And we've done a lot of things. We've done countless shows together and shit like that. A friend of ours, a colleague of ours, a sister of ours, Kim was mad close with. Passed away a few years ago and shit like that. You don't know how the universe, God or universe is going to send somebody to you. You just don't know. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that it's necessary to totally cross out or have total disregard for a method just because it doesn't jive with your preconceived way of doing things. And that's not to say that everybody has to run and be a part of social media just because you might find something good. You know what I mean? That's just like saying, oh, well, yeah, you should go get yourself you should just go get yourself a metal detector and go to the beaches where a bunch of rich people like to sunbathe and shit and see if you can find some precious jewels. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is there's no need to be closed-minded to the possibilities of doing something, or there's no reason to be ashamed of what you're doing if it's working for you. Why do we involve other people into our psyche of acceptance or self-esteem when we may not even know those people? You know what I mean? I see people do this shit all the time. Like, think about the way that Instagram models started getting popping. Man, they was taking pictures in front of cars they didn't own, renting clothes and jewelry of shit that they didn't own. It was like being in rap videos. In rap videos, they rent cars and houses and all that kind of shit. Like remember that show Cribs, MTV Cribs. Mm-hmm. A lot of those cribs was rented. They wasn't even their houses. So when they used to say, "Oh damn, I don't even know. I never even been over," they wasn't bullshitting. It wasn't that the house was so big. They never fucking been there. They did it for the episode. It was a way of promoting. People think that if they show affluence, then that'll help them sell more records. People who are supposed to be making money are supposed to already show that they have money. Mm-hmm. But for everybody else, we say, no, don't spend beyond your means or live out of your means. Listen, y'all, we gotta clear up. We gotta clear the lines. One of y'all gotta drop off because other people are trying to call in. So, yeah, which one of y'all going?
I just came on. I didn't even know I was wrong.
Who that?
One of y'all gotta go.
Stacey.
Either one of y'all gotta go or both of y'all gotta go, and I have to call one of y'all back.
I'm not finished because we gotta come to an agreement.
All right, tell you what. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Go ahead and rock out, and then we'll do it. Go ahead.
5 minutes, okay?
All right.
I apologize for popping me in my head.
No. Oh, hell no. Because this shit worked. I would apologize if the shit didn't work. But because it worked.
You're right. You gotta apologize, come to some kind of agreement to agree, disagree to agree, or whatever we come to. Come on now.
Plucking somebody in the forehead is my God-given right. Even the state agrees that I should do it. And apologizing for it would make me less than a Donald Trump. And I'm not going to let him be better than me.
Well, I wasn't wrong. I don't know why you call yourself popping me in the head. I can see if I was wrong.
So you can't get plucked in the head because even when you were right, you ever been a child before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you mean to tell me you never got popped even though you wasn't wrong?
I got popped when I was wrong, and I got popped when I was right too.
Okay, then you should be used to it by now. What's the problem?
I'm used to it then. I ain't used to it now.
Well, you got plucked in the forehead. So what? Is it the end of the world? Did you die? Did you die?
Okay, I'm gonna leave that as a layaway pop. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. Okay, go to the next call. I'm gonna remember that.
Okay. All right. I want everybody to win. Start with me.
Okay, well, okay. I'm gonna remember that. Okay, I'll go on to the TV and go and take the next call.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you.
Be safe.
Bye-bye.
All right. See? Everybody wins on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show.
I mean, I got plucked in my head too.
No. I never claimed that I plucked you in the forehead.
You did. You said that you had to pluck both of us in the forehead when you brought us back on after you put us when you played the elevator music.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know how Donald Trump say shit, and then when they play the tape back or remind him of it, all of a sudden he switch it up. Well, just call me DJT for today, because we ain't fucking with that no other time. We ain't jacking that no other time. Now, I mean, I would never pluck my brother in the forehead.
Yeah, I feel a little bit better now. The swelling went down too.
That's what's up.
Well, that was more like a punch pluck.
I'm just listen.
You ain't getting no small motherfuckers, right?
I'm just trying to listen, nigga. You ever see your hands? Shit, I ain't fucking with that shit. You ain't plucking me back. I don't care what I did. Like, nope. It's supposed to be the punishment fit the crime. Nah. You ain't get me with the. You ain't get with them crops. Yeah, you ain't hit me with them crops. We good.
Yeah. Back in the day when I was a kid, they used to call me Rough House.
Man, it sounded to me like it was warranted. It sounded like
you stupid.
You have a call from.
Oh my God! See, a call from. All right, caller with the last number is 5639. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show.
What y'all doing?
Yo, Kim. Remember the Sun Always Shines show on Saturday mornings?
Yes.
That shit used to be fuck. That's what this shit is reminding me of today. It got that spirit.
Man.
That shit was crazy.
That was phenomenal.
You have a call from.
Yeah, it was some shit.
You keep putting me on the best time, man.
Tori, I didn't even hang you up that time. I didn't
hang me up.
When Kim called him. When Kim called.
He said I didn't hang you up that time.
I mean, I didn't. Well, I had to say that time because the other time was my fault, but I didn't hang him up. The act just dropped.
You kind of laughing hard as shit, Kim.
God, you don't understand. Kim is an instigator. You know what I mean? Kim was the light skinned girl at recess that was like, no, let him fight. Like everybody.
She the one that when the girls was bucking on each other, the one girl got the good buck, and she the one that laughed hard. The other girl's like, why the fuck you laugh?
Well, actually, I am the person who does that. Here, let me tell you. I have so many marks on my side right now from people pinching me to be quiet or because don't laugh out loud. Or I get the warning, don't go in here with your shit and start that laughing. So yeah, I am the person who does that.
I gotta get my
you don't say.
I got a book and an ink pen for curse words for Kim's today. Curse words for Kim's. First one, shit.
Whatever. What's up, Troy?
What's going on, Miss Kim?
How you doing?
I can't complain. Listen, You missed the music show last night, I see.
Let me tell you what happened.
Oh, here we go.
I got prepared. I drank some tea.
Oh, that was
I
it.
sat down. I put my feet under the cover, and it was a wrap.
That's it. Once you drunk that tea, that was it. With the camera
When I woke up, I said, oh, it's time for the show. I even set an alarm. I didn't hear that thing go off until this morning.
Well, I just want to give you, we're going to talk about the situation we talking about today, but I'm going to give you this new term that I learned from Gavin last night.
Oh,
Gooey.
shit.
That's all I got to say.
Gooey. The
Gooey, what's
gooey.
his name?
A pussy.
I mean, I guess it's better than Pookie Lala, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what you see. You know, when you get that, when you get into the gooey.
It's me, Buttercup. Well, my friend calls it Pookie Lala, so I don't know.
So let me let you
So what
elaborate.
we talking about? Let's get to it.
You were just posting all this stuff on the podcast.
What was I posting? You better quit saying podcast. Somebody stands out on here.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna put no name.
Right.
So it ain't sound like son.
You just posted stuff on the live stream. You're talking about finding love on social media. Do you go on social media?
I have a tough time finding love in person, so I don't know where else I don't believe in. So here's my own personal ignorance. I don't think there's a such thing as finding true love through some of these technological resources. Now, does it happen? Yes. But for me, I don't think it's a possibility because, again, I have a tough time in person dating. So dating online doesn't work for me. Did I try it? I want to say yes, but some of my people will probably say I'm lying because the guy who I met is like, to this day, he's like, I was a vet. So does that really count? And he was a vet. And it wasn't specific to him. It could have been anybody, but it was a bet. And it went the way it went. So I'm not the person, I guess, to explore that avenue. Can I meet friends online and be friends for life? Sure, I have. Like, well, son, you know, Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa, I met her online, and that's my damn. That was my sister until transition.
Yeah.
And in my heart, she's still my sister. And I met Son online, and this is my dog. So I believe that's possible, but to fall in love, I don't think that's in the cards for me because I'm difficult to love in person. I have my wall up in person. Well, there's a wall, a steel wall, and then 10 other walls when it's not face to face for me. So I don't think that would work for me. But again, I don't make the decisions. Life happens. And maybe I'll eat those words. I don't know. But I don't feel like it's for me because I don't believe it enough. I don't have enough faith in it. So I'm always just like, hey, how you doing? And it is what it is. And maybe it's too because I'm a weird person in person. I am. I have a lot of bullshit going on. Well, I might be a little weirder online. Like I said, I don't know when somebody's flirting with me. In person, online, on the phone. I don't know when somebody's flirting with me. And I don't flirt. So everybody is a friend when we meet or associate or something like that. Every situation is friendly. And if it goes in another direction, it does. But in most cases, it never really makes it to that direction because I'm not the easiest person to
to involve yourself with like that, unless you are just as quirky as I am. And if you're not, then you're not going to get me. You're not going to get a lot of things about me. You're not going to get that laughter. Like, especially if you're an uptight ass dude, that's not ever going to work.
Well, we already know that. We know that from the door. We already know that, son. You know, you better not have, your shirt better not even be tight. You better not have no skinny jeans on, no tight shirt.
Man, I hate these skinny jeans. I'm like, why you got some nut huggers on? What are we doing here? No. So I don't know, but I know people who claim that it's worked for them and they're married to people they met online. Now, to them it's working. To the rest of us, our eyeballs can see that it's not working. And we are like, you guys are in miserable marriages. But to them, they're happy, and we know they're not. They tell us they're not, but they go online and portray that they are in these great relationships. And you're like, bitch, you're a liar. You're not. You are just hiding from your husband. You don't even want to be at home with this dude.
Bitch, you're a liar.
Wait, let me ask y'all something. Let me ask y'all this. Okay, so let's say you meet somebody in person and y'all hit it off, things start going well, y'all start seeing each other exclusively, whatever. It turns into something, and then maybe it fizzles out, something goes wrong, something goes left, and then y'all ain't kicking it no more, whatever. If you met somebody on the internet the same way, I'm thinking that if you really start to get close and dependent on somebody, then it's gonna hurt for you to have to move on from them. Do you think that a person would beat themselves up more for letting that happen through the internet or in person?
I think matter of fact, let me let brother I say brother, I'm looking at the thing on TV. Let Kim say what she gotta say.
So for me, it would probably hurt me more in person than virtually, because and it might just because I might be an asshole, I don't know, but for me it's like, we online. You know what I'm saying? So
well, no, I'm saying if you met them online, but y'all eventually got with each other. You know what I mean? Like y'all met online, but y'all took it offline. But where y'all met is where y'all met. Do you think that a person would blame more of the situation coming to an end on with a person that they met offline, or with a person that they met online?
Well, so for the guy I met online, I give zero shits about that. But for him, like he feels a way about it because he goes on my Facebook and posts ridiculous stuff all the time. So he feels a way about it, but I don't. I don't give a fuck. Like, dude, we met online, we got together, it didn't work, so what? But that versus guys it didn't work out with in person, that bothers me more. And here's the part that might make it different. Remember, these guys I've dated in person, we're friends first for a long time. Mm-hmm. So that might be the difference. I know you in person, we become friends, our families know each other, you spend time with mine, I spend time with yours. So that might be the difference. It would hurt me more. It hurts me more because we're in person versus somebody I met online, we cool, we talk, we meet, we get together. It doesn't work. Oh, well, it's over. Move on. So that might be the difference, because I develop a friendship with somebody I meet in person. Not saying I don't with people I meet online, but it's just not the same feeling for me. So, and it doesn't mean it can't be, because for this same guy, I don't care shit about him, but I love his family and they love me. And we still communicate with each other. I'm still invited to all the family events. So,
Well, my thing is this: if I think it's not so much one and the same, but you can't blame it on anything. I think that if the relationship doesn't work out, if y'all met online or if you met in person, it's one and the same. But if I met you online and then we had to meet in person versus if I met you in person and we went out, if you the online shit don't mean nothing. We still had to meet and greet in person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we talking. It's not like we went out to dinner. We had virtual dinner. We can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we still had to meet in person. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying. That's why I said that meeting in person is still the most important thing. Like the subject of being friends before having relationships. That's a beautiful thing. But sometimes you don't become friends like that. You meet a person, you greet a person, you courting them. You know what I mean? You trying to get to that next level and everything. But the breakup is the breakup. You can't say, well, see, there's going to be a friend that say the only reason why that shit didn't work out because you met them on social media. No, because that other friend can say, well, other relationship didn't work out because you was just an asshole. You was just an asshole. Whether that woman's an asshole or the man's an asshole, but they're going to be one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's from social media, you met the person on social media, y'all went out, or you met the person on the street and y'all went out. It's still one and the same. You still have to meet in person.
I think I agree with that, Troy, because if you like somebody, if you're attracted to somebody, if you grow to the point where you are that you fall in love or become dependent upon somebody, I'm not so sure it really matters about where the origin comes from. But because of the human psychology, we may dismiss the reason that things came to an end and blame it on something else.
Yeah, you try to conjure up a reason to just come up with. Shouldn't have met that bitch on social media. No, motherfucker, you went out.
Now, wait a minute. Now, in some instances, it may warrant some merit. Like if you met your chick at a strip club, and good, bad, or indifferent, y'all start kicking it with each other, and y'all were supposed to be exclusive, but she does this thing for a living, and that when you met her while putting a Coke bottle in her pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
beautiful sight too. Beautiful.
What I'm saying is, you may say, well, maybe if I want a woman to be mutually exclusive, I might need to meet her in a different setting than the strip club. Just maybe.
I got a story to tell about that though, son. Because I was dealing with a stripper at one time. Right. I was dealing with her.
Did you want her to keep stripping?
No, let me finish. I'm gonna tell you the story.
Okay.
Because I was dealing with a stripper years and years ago, right? And what happened was, I said something to her about maybe you might want to pull away from stripping and that and other. And then I said, by the way, how much money do you make a night? She said, I make about $1,200 to $1,500 a night. I said, bitch, you gotta keep on stripping then.
You know what? You gotta chill. You gotta chill.
Dude, I can't put that dude on. Shit, I became up bitch. I became up bitch. You know what you talking about? Oh, my baby. You absolutely right. Keep on your tongue sizzle, baby. Will you dance at tomorrow?
You know what?
I'm gonna meet you there. I'll meet you there after you get done with
this show has just become dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It just became dangerous.
You're out of your damn mind. So, I can understand that. If you meet her, you have to, and that's the thing about it. Whoever you meet, you can't meet a person that's in a field like that, and then you want her to pull away, and then she can't pull away. I mean, she's making money hand over foot. If you cannot put her bill, you cannot tell that woman what to do.
Oh, I disagree with that totally.
Well, stripping wise, you can't.
Well, I mean, because
isn't the conversation to be had? Like,
the conversation can be had. I'm talking about in the beginning of the relationship, that conversation has to be had. I mean, if you met her outside of the strip club and she was stripping, that's different. But if you met her in the strip club and you know what she do for a living. If you just like, let's say I met Teresa, and I was like, what's going on, blah, 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 we talking, this, that, and other. Then I asked you, I said, what you do for a living? She said, I strip. Now, that's different. I met you like that. But if I went to Dangling Thong, right, and I met Teresa, and she dancing, and she got the coat collar up in there, thong, up in there, right, son. I could not sit back and say to her, you want to stop stripping. I can't tell her that because that's where I met her. That's the environment.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I disagree, and I've seen that. I've seen and heard that argument from so many people so many times, and I totally fucking disagree with it because you're not going to tell me that I can't demand that you stop being in a dangerous situation. That would be like, all right, if my woman met me and I was robbing motherfuckers, sticking up niggas, you know what I mean, selling drugs, putting my health, my life, and my freedom in jeopardy. She don't have the right to demand that I quit all of that bullshit if I want to be with her, just because she can't provide me with the same kind of income that I'm getting from this shit. It don't make no fucking sense. So you mean to tell me that I can't ask you to stop being on that bullshit that you're probably doing only because you were molested or sexually abused or something? It's the truth. Them bitches ain't clean. They none of them. That's why they get high and shit, because they know that they're degrading themselves night in and night out, and that shit takes a toll on them. It ain't easy. No motherfuckers ain't stripping just for money. They stripping because their head is fucked up. It ain't easy to do that shit. It ain't. That's why only a certain amount of people do it.
Comes in.
Yeah, but
that's where communication comes in. You have to have a conversation.
All I'm saying is you're not going to. I can't be told that I can't request my woman to do something better for herself and for me just because I can't match what she's getting financially. What she's getting financially is killing her spiritually. It's taking away her entire soul. And the proof of that shit is that, okay, if what you're doing is so special and so great, well, train your daughter to do it. Train her to do it right now at a young age, so she'll be good as shit at it.
I seen mother and daughter strippers.
Exactly. And what you saw was mother fucked up and daughter fucked up. You saw a that's all you saw. That's all you saw. That shit ain't. You know what else you've seen? You know what else you've seen? Father locked up for life and son locked up for life. You seen that too.
What you see is sad. That's what you see is sad.
That's what I'm saying. So nobody ain't gonna tell me that I can't stop dysfunction because I can't match the monetary gain from it. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Once you start thinking in only dollars and cents, you ain't never going to have nothing decent. Ever. And it's going to be all your fault. Because for you, ethics has the ends have to the ends have to justify the means. So you throw all ethics out of when you throw all ethics out of the window, then I don't want to hear you complain. Don't talk to me.
And that's exactly why I broke that off. Because morally, I didn't agree with that and agree with my decision. You know what I'm saying? So morally, I had to step away from that and make a decision based on what was best for my sanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I don't even use the word morally, but spiritually, because you only get one fucking soul, and once you lose that bitch, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? So you got to do what you got to do to keep people from chipping away at it, piecing off of it, or totally obliterating it. Because it's like when you draw oil out of the ground, you can't. It doesn't replace itself, and we don't know what that oil was doing in the ground. We don't know what it was doing to the earth. But now we getting all of this strange weather and all of these weather patterns and this climate change and shit. And you don't think that has anything to do with all the drilling? You are taking what can't be replaced. It's the same thing with your soul. You lose your soul, anything goes, anything fucking goes, and now nobody wants to blame anybody for it. It's always somebody else's fault. Well, you helped it.
This is what I'm talking about with that Penn State fucking education. That was a perfect analogy, and the way you put that shit out there like that. Listen, man, I can tell you went to Penn State. That was perfect shit.
Listen, we overtime, man. I gotta go. I got a product I gotta pick up.
Listen, I don't care if we overtime. That shit was right on time.
Well, I appreciate that, crazy ass. Listen, I gotta let y'all go. I gotta do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. I got an appointment that I gotta make. Listen, I appreciate y'all once again. It was lovely. I hope to see y'all again tomorrow, 1:30. Y'all know what it is.
Kim, you better have
Peace,
your ass
everybody. Stay safe.
better have your ass away early, Kim.
Have the greatest day and the safest day, y'all. Peace.
You too.
All right. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get. Before I get into these birthday shout outs, I want to say thank you, Emily Dunlap is in the house. Wow, she about to turn it. I want to thank you for that super sticker. Appreciate it, mucho. Mucho, baby. Mucho, baby. Yo, appreciate that shit. Yo, driving crazy now. Appreciate that. Number one out the box, Kathy Woods. My girl, Kathy Woods, she's a go-getter. Happy birthday to you. And also Kim Ross, happy birthday. And Malcolm Aeneas Flamer, happy birthday. And my girl, also a go-getter, my girl, Erica Bailey, happy birthday. And let's see, Delapo, Sabir, happy birthday. And Denise Gillespie. Did I say her before? Okay, well, now we go. We on point. And Elaine Green, happy birthday. And let's see. Oh, okay. Elizabeth. How do you say her last name? It's African. The G is silent. I know that. So it's Bola Gade. There you go. Bola Gade. There you go. And Darnell Dorita Peralta. Happy birthday. And T. Taylor. Joy Micah. British Link, Kafia Joseph, a lot of birthdays today on the 3rd. Lakiki, Adrian, Doro Specialties, and last but not least, my man, Iyanda, happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious May 3rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. I said go hard, go for yours. And remember, yeah, you met her on the internet. You thought that you was going to get something soft and wet. Yes, that's what you get. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it does works in. Yo, it's not really a sin. You may front for the people around you, but as long as it's working for you, don't let it spoil you. It's going to be all good. I ain't saying you should, but if it works for y'all, yo, fuck all y'all. I ain't trying to listen to what nobody say. I'm going to do what I got to do for myself today. And the Lord has ordained me to do that shit. Yo, you listen to me. I hit on a lot of things that I never thought I would. I got to learn each and every day. I think I should. Yo, I'm giving the wood. No, I ain't saying the dick, but you understand I got a girl that I can pick and stick and act like a litter up just like a wick. Kerosene heater, that type of shit. Yo, let me run it back, do the thing. Yo, gotta find me a queen to match with the king. And it's the thing. Yeah, it's a real thing. Sort of like Coke back in the day. It's no joke. I take a tote. I did, in 93 all the way to 94. They had to ask myself what for. So I had to stop, make it pop. Never had a girl that was alcoholic, didn't spoil it. Y'all on some other tight time, but I gotta do mine without committing crimes. Don't want to put my freedom on the line, but if I have to, I do what I gotta do. And I hope I don't have to never do it to you. Keep the gun in my holster, my toaster. I'm going to do this shit because I know I'm supposed to. When the time comes for me, I hope that the law don't be trying to come for me. And I hope my people put me down in the basement. Make sure my name, they just erased it off that shit because they got me on a warrant. I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's kind of a boring. Yeah, y'all know what that word means. I do. So I got to do the thing I got to do for me and you. Peace all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night. Actually, tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. Let me do these the results of the poll though. Let's see how it all worked out. 25 votes on the poll. By the way, make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Yo, my man Johnny West just came in here. What up? What up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you, my dude. All right. On the poll, do you look at social media like a dating app? If so, or if not, all right. Yes, they are dating apps. 20% believe that social media are dating apps no matter what. Okay. 20% also said no, they are for networking. 32% said I'm only on there for laughs. And 28% says I use them for information and news. So as you can see, the way things start off aren't always the way that it ends up. I mean, listen, man, the way that you find love or lose love, it's really up to you. Nobody can really step in and tell you how you should conduct yourself or manage your personal emotional situation. I would say do your homework the same way that you would have to get to learn somebody or get to know somebody that you met offline. I would say do the same due diligence online and be careful. Protect yourself just like a martial artist or a boxer at all times. Like I said, man, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. See y'all tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. I'll be here. I hope y'all be here too. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. I get back. Peace. All right.